Guys, the knife you see before you is a knife that when I first unboxed it for a few seconds, I was like, I don't think this is a knife for me. And I honestly debated whether I was even going to do an unboxing video. But the second I started to use this thing, I realized this is really an awesome, awesome knife. And I'm so glad that I reached out to New Knives and they sent me this Companter. So we're going to turn it around. We're going to take a good look at what I wound up finding being one of the better budget knives on the market today. So let's take a look at it from above. Like I said in the intro, I have been so pleasantly surprised by this New Knives Companter. Now, I reached out to New Knives. If you remember me talking about it when I did the first day in pockets video on this knife, I reached out to them and they were kind enough to send me the knife that I have here. And when it first came, not gonna lie, I was kind of underwhelmed, but I am very, very happy with this knife, especially at the price point. This is an incredible value for what you're getting. So let me see if I can find a spec sheet here. And then we will start to get into the things that I like about this knife. So first things first, we'll do a couple size comparisons. We haven't done that in a while. This is not a real big knife. So your first knife is going to be possibly the best knife CJRB has made, the Echo, designed by Ray Laconico. So great, great knife. You can see it just happened to be in my pocket. I tossed it up because I don't want to have to dig around. So your next knife for comparison is going to be Benchmade 940. Most of you guys should know this as a size reference. It's a little bit shorter than the 940. So this is not a huge knife, but it's just a really good everyday carry size. And your final knife for size comparison is Chris Reese Sebenza Large 21, like an average sized everyday folder. This is a really good knife for size comparison. Most of you guys have seen one of these, have it as a point of reference. So let's go ahead and crack into this New Knives Companter and take a good look at it. Guys, like I said in the very beginning though, when I first got this knife, I was kind of underwhelmed. It's just, it looks kind of plain Jane, and 100% it's because I'm not a big fan of green G10. I like green micarta, but I'm not a big fan of green G10. It always gives a knife a look that I just find underwhelming. But then once I started messing with this knife, I realized how good it really is. So you've got a very, very well-shaped D2 blade with a big belly and a lot of flat. It is just a good compromise on this knife for most of the things you're going to do. Hang on a second, plane flying overhead. So like I was saying, really, really well-shaped, good-shaped blade on this D2 with a hollow grind. And the hollow grind is really what makes it on this. This thing is a beast at slicing. I really have not had to do much touch-up on this, and I cut a lot of cobra. I did hit it up on ceramic rod a couple times, and if you look, there's probably a spot still on the very edge back, at the very heel back here where I got into a staple while I was cutting. Did not detract from the cutting ability. It has a really good finish on it. It's kind of a very fine satin on this, and the blade shape comes down with this nice swedge. It gives it a real attractive look. But when you've got it in hand, the comfort level in the cut is amazing. Really, really good access to the lock bar. There's some jimping on it, which in this case is not something I'm going to complain about. It's not super aggressive. It is just the right amount of jimping on that to give you really good purchase on that. And you've got this scalloped out, so you have really good access to that, but it does not become uncomfortable. Some knives, they cut it out too much and it becomes uncomfortable. Thumb stud action on this, really, really good, with thumb studs that have no sharp spots, which means they don't catch up on anything. It also has got a top flipper. I kind of have a problem with the top flipper on this one, or front flipper, I should say. It kind of is in a fashion that I have a problem with. I think it's just the size of my hands and the size of the knife. Everybody else seems to have no problem with it, but it is dual. I mean, it slams open when you do activate it that way. Thumb stud action is great. Lockup on it may look a little early, but I've tested it. I've spine whack tested this. I'll try and get a video of a spine whack test. It actually walks its way over when you spine whack it. So the geometry on this is really good. Zero failures, zero play. It's bank vault solid. Handles on it have had a good bit of weight reduction on the liners, and then the scales are pretty light on it as well. So you've got a really nice light knife. It kind of reminds me in feel of the Elementum. It's got kind of an Elementum-esque handle, which makes it really, really comfortable. And it does have a very deep carry pocket clip that is past the level. And I'm going to tell you, I don't dislike that pocket clip at all. It puts itself in a position where it is absolutely not uncomfortable. You really don't even feel it there. It's one of the better pocket clips I've had come in a long time. It really does sit really well in the pocket as well. If you like a deep carry pocket clip, this is right up your alley. And it is reversible. You have a reversible clip. It does run on bearings. I did not take it apart to see what kind of bearings. I mean, I had it apart, but I really didn't pay attention. I'm sure it'll say in the spec sheet, and I'll put it down here to remind you. But everything about this has been great. Cutting and carry has been great. I can't remember if I filmed the paper or cardboard cut testing I was doing on this. Action on this, meant to mention this, just shy of drop shut. Just shy of drop shut, just a slight jiggle and it goes home, and you can hear it fall into detent. Really good detent on it. It's got a good solid detent, so you get a good snappy action. So everything about this so far has been great. There are a couple small things about it, and we'll talk about that right now. But first, we got to hear a word from our sponsor, Coffee Brand Coffee. Guys, you've heard me talk about Coffee Brand Coffee about a lot. They are a company I absolutely trust. They're absolutely going to take your money and not use it against you. They're not going to support causes because they don't support any causes. They take all the money and they support small channels like mine, and they put it back into the business. But what I have not talked about are the other things they have. They have cocoa, tea. They also have things occasionally, they're not available all the time, chocolate covered coffee beans, espresso beans. They are an awesome, awesome company. They've been kind enough to support this channel. Big shout out to them. Go check them out. Support this channel. Use coupon code CrazySharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, saves you 5% at checkout. And if we get one more sale for this month, they are going to sponsor a giveaway. So make sure you check them out. They have been awesome. I'm going to get back to the knives. Only some little minor things, and I am absolutely being very, very picky. The thumb studs, while they are great and you can get good purchase on them, I wish they were in a position a little further away, or maybe a little smaller, so you had a little bit more access to them. You can get on them, but if you know, it can kind of be problematic to get on them the way they're sitting. Other thing, there is a slight little misgrind on it. You can see where the grind at the very tip doesn't quite marry up, where it thickens back up. And it's just because the hollow didn't carry all the way through as much as it should. So you can see that there's a little bit of thickness at the tip. Now, that can be a good thing, because if you're one of those people that really, really does any kind of prying when you cut, you got a little bit of extra thickness at the tip, but it is a little off. You can kind of see how the swedge comes down a little bit uneven from side to side. Now, those are just kind of aesthetic things. If they had come down further, it absolutely would affect the edge grind. And then the only other thing that I will say is, sorry about the weird cut, guys. I had a sneezing fit start, and I think I got one more left in me, so we may just have to deal with it. The only other thing I have a problem with this knife is the top flipper. You can see when you start to flip, you run out of transition, and it makes it difficult, a little bit difficult, to actually deploy it all the way. One of the other knives that I have here, you can see how clear you stay of the top of the scale, and that's the difference. Here, you just really, you kind of run out of room for that top flipper to be able to get any leverage on it. On something like this, you still have a lot of room on that. So that would be the only thing I would say. I'd like to see maybe this scale get rounded a little bit more so that you had more leverage on that for longer. I mean, you can do it. I absolutely can do it. But it's just one of those things, like, it definitely for me is better with just the thumb stud. But I do like the fact that you have multiple deployments and that flipper just completely disappears. That is the good thing about a top flipper. It just completely disappears and becomes part of the knife, if that's something you're looking for. So would I recommend this knife? Absolutely. This is a great, great budget option, coming in like $40. I'll have a link to it down below, but awesome awesome knife that I did not think I was going to like at first. And I'm definitely glad I reached out to them. The action on this is just so smooth. So that's it on this one, guys. Let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day. So there you go, guys. To be absolutely 100% honest, I almost didn't do an unboxing of this knife. When I first opened it, for the first maybe minute, I was like, I don't think this is a knife for me. Even though I was already filming the unboxing, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna put it up. And then I got to using it, I cut it, I carried it for the first day, and I was like, this thing is a beast, and absolutely 100% recommend it now. The way it cuts is just incredible. It is one of the best and most comfortable cutters that I've had at the price point of $40 in a very long time. So guys, that's pretty much it. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. But please try to tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel financially, like I said, Coffee Brand Coffee, they are sponsoring the channel. If we get one more sale this month, they're going to sponsor a giveaway on the channel. But they've been great, easy to work with. They're doing a lot of good things, really good coffee. They absolutely stand behind it. Money back guarantee. Tempered Trails, you can use my coupon code CrazySharp. All one word, capital C, capital S, Crazy Sharp at either Coffee Brand Coffee or Tempered Trail. And if you're looking for a kitchen knife, check out Doll Strong Knives. If they don't have a knife that you're looking for, you did not look on their website hard enough. They have got more kitchen knives than any other website I've seen. Another way you can support the channel if you want, I have an Amazon store down below, so you can just use that to search. I have ideas lists and things like that for budget knives. I also have got a membership that is tier-based. All of the members have early access to all of my videos the second I post them up before they become public. They also have access to my Gilded server, which is just like Discord where we hang out, and it's a lot of fun. It's a madhouse. There's always something going on in the Gilded server. Baseline and premium tier members are automatically entered to giveaways that I do on the Gilded server, separate of the stuff I do on YouTube. And the premium guys have got access to a sharpening tutorial series that's here on YouTube behind the paywall. I don't know what's going on outside, but I know you can hear it. So let's wrap this up. Guys, I love y'all. Thanks for hanging out. If you like the videos, like I said, give them a thumbs up. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Keep it clean in the comment section. It makes it easier to moderate the channel. And I will see you in the next video.